Yeah, we have a very special guest today. Could you do me a favor and introduce yourself?
Sal, known as Little Sal from Barrio Flores.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for jumping on today.
Right on, right on. The other pleasure's all mine.
You have a very interesting story that I want to tell. It's a story, if you ask me, of success. And that's something that we try to promote here is growth and success. You know what I mean? And you've had a lot of different journeys. So I want to touch on those journeys. And if we could get started from the beginning, what was your childhood like?
I guess you could say it's a normal life, just like anybody else. I mean, I've discussed things, with good friends and stuff, upbringing and all that stuff. And I mean, grew up fatherless, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And, I was actually growing up in the projects in LA for to about what was that, about 8 or 9 years old,
Yeah.
and my mom kind of shot her way over here to Amani and stuff, and that's where I was, mainly raised at and stuff, and that's how you know I I, uh, I became, part of the hood and stuff, and and so on and so forth. But I guess it's a normal life, dog. You know what I mean? You have your good, you have your bad and stuff, and what I mean, you see shit, you do shit, whatever. But I guess I would think it's normal. You know what I mean? Because I mean that whole this whole hood kind of thing that we all grow up and learn and eventually be a part of is kind of it's kind of normal for me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, now as an older person, you know what I mean, it's not all the same. You know what I mean? You grow, you learn different things. You know what I mean? And the most important thing at the end of the day, it turns out to be like your health. You know what I mean? And family. So I mean, that's where
Oh
I'm at
yeah.
right now. You
Yes,
know?
sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask, you said you grew up fatherless. You think that contributed to you turning to the streets?
Possibly, you know what I mean? Because I hear from friends and stuff that pops would have smashed on them. You know what I mean? Checked them and stuff, and probably guide them a different way or stuff and stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I can't really say. You know what I mean? I never had that experience, so it's sorry about that. It's
Mhm.
it's kind of hard for me to like touch bases on that. You don't when you don't know something, it's kind of hard to speak on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it. My mama was there, you know what I mean? I mean she was working. She was working. I mean, she was there, she supported, fed me, clothed me and all that stuff. But as far as like having relationships with my mother, it wasn't like a well, this weekend we're gonna go to Disneyland, or this weekend we're gonna go to the park, or this weekend we're gonna go do this, or because I mean she was always working.
Yeah.
She had two jobs, so I mean it was kind of like it was kind of different growing up. You know what I mean? I kind of just kind of did my thing. You know what I mean, with my friends and stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
How old were you when you found the core group of friends that would eventually end up like, because there's always like at least in my experience, maybe I'm wrong, but in my experience, there's a core group of friends you have, and you guys kind of branch out and start for me at least, we start tagging, then gang banging, and then going to
Yeah,
jail and shit like
yeah.
that. So how old were you when you linked with those cats?
Fuck, you know what? I don't know, man. I must have been like probably 12 going into 13. It was a little different for me, you know what I mean? It was a
Mhm.
little different because I was into the whole party scene and shit. And I mean, tagging, I did that a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't know, I didn't get that much of a thrill like all these other dudes did, climbing on walls and doing, you know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah.
hanging off of shit and riding and trying to find like your spot so you can hit up and be seen and stuff. It never really it never really caught my attention that much. I did it for a little while, but it's kind of boring, you know what I mean? It was kind of boring, so I didn't really jump into that scene. I did a lot of like partying and shit and going to like these warehouse parties and shit, like raves and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I did a lot of that, and in between doing that shit, it was weird because it was like we were going to these parties and and different cities, and we were doing that whole thing, but at the same time we were like getting into trouble, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Starting trouble or getting into trouble or something, you know what I mean? One or the other. But it was that kind of a trip for me, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, all right, boom, you just fucking straight went into the barrio and that's it. You just did barrio shit and that's it. It was like a pot of gumbo, you know, a mix of things, you know what I'm saying? A collage of shit. So I mean, I did that a lot, you know what I mean? And it just kind of tripped me out, you know what I mean? You get into different things. You get into like this whole party scene, you know, everybody was doing acid, and that was the whole thing back in the day, doing acid. Yeah, I did a bunch of that shit, but I didn't like that shit too much because every time I did that shit, man, that shit put me in a bad trip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was stubborn, you know. I was a stubborn cat. I keep hearing good stories, you know. Hey, this shit's feed, man. You know, it takes you to La La Land, and you know, man, I fucking had palm trees chasing me, weird fucking shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watched like Pink Floyd and shit, and that shit had me fucking tripping. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, you know. So I mean,
like the Wall by Pink Floyd and shit.
Yeah, that shit fucking tripped me out. See, I had the homies that I had, these fucking putos, dog. Sometimes, you know what I mean? They just, you know what I mean? They were the type that, man, they see you fucking stuck on some shit and they just be on you, fool. You know what I mean? Like trying to fucking trip you out, do this weird shit to you. And man, homie, I never got used to that shit, dog. That shit used to fucking, you know what I mean? It took me a little while to adapt to that shit, but I left it alone, dog, because I knew that shit wasn't for me. You know what I mean? I couldn't fucking be frying, homie, you know?
Yeah, well, you know the thing about acid, at least in my experience, like you could only do it. I did it hard for like one summer, and you can only do it like that because if you do it too long, I see motherfuckers not come back.
Oh yeah, you get stuck, dog. I'm surprised, you know. I thank God, homie, that I was able to like snap out of it, dog, because I was I had these trips, homie, where I was like, you know, I knew I was fucking going cuckoo or some shit, dog. It just felt like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get lost, homie. That's what you do. You get lost, homie. If you can't find your way back, homie, ain't nobody gonna fucking help you, dog. You know what I mean? So mentally, yeah, that shit was a challenge for me, dog. And luckily, though, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I smoked a lot of weed. Right now, I'm not smoking weed. You know what I mean? But right now, because I got other things and some other plans. You know what I mean? And you know, I mean, I'm the type of dude. If I smoke weed, I love indicas, dog. So that shit just kind of puts me in the couch, dog. Leaves me there, and I don't want to think about shit. I just want to zone out and relax. You know what I mean? So I got a couple things going on, and I need to work. You know what I mean? I need to do those things. Yeah, as sharp as I could be. You know.
Yes,
so that's pretty much it with that.
So let me ask you, when you started you know, joining the neighborhood and rolling with the boys and shit, how long did it take for you to end up like getting busted and going through that kind of shit?
Busted, dog. To be all honest with you, I hit the county a couple times, you know what I'm saying? I went there, I was in and out, dog, but I did more juvenile hall time than I did, you know.
Did you go to camps and shit like that?
Yeah, dog. When I first got busted, I had just turned like 14 or some shit like that. And the funny thing is, I didn't get busted for my shit, you know what I mean? I got busted for the homie shit, dog, you know what I mean? So it was a trip. The first time I got busted, I believe I did like 6 months or some shit like that, dog.
Oh, first time?
The first time, homie, I was just tripped me the fuck out, dog. You know what I mean? Because it was active in that motherfucker, dog. You know, these motherfuckers they're young, homie. They want to prove something, you know what I mean? And like, I was just on my toes, dog. I was fucked up, dog, because the type of shit they were trying to charge me for was kind of fucked up, some serious shit, you know, strong arm robberies, battery, fucking, you know what I mean, attempt, homie, and like that shit was like. That was a lot to swallow in that time, especially my brother wasn't around, dog. My brother has been in the state pen, dog, since as far as I can remember, bro. And so he wasn't there to guide me in a sense, and it was all, you know what I mean, like fucking decipher everything, you know what I mean, look at everything, be careful, you know what I'm saying, watch what you say, you know what I mean, and I was just, hey, dog, I ain't gonna bullshit you, homie. The first time I went in there, homie, I was fucking three-stead, dog.
Yeah.
Three-stead, homie, because I was like, it was going down, you know what I mean? It was going down, and and luckily things worked in my favor, and you know what I mean. We got a chance. We had a chance to meet up a couple times, you know, in the holding cells and shit, and before we had court and shit. And we kind of cleared some shit up, dog. You know what I mean? And one of the homies actually wound up taking most of the rap, dog. So
Damn.
you know what I mean? Shout out to the homie and shit.
He didn't go to YA or anything, or he just went to camp?
No, I just went to camp. I never hit YA, dog.
I said the homie that took the rap, did he end up going to YA, or did he just go to camp shit?
Yeah, I believe he did, dog. Actually, yeah, he did. He hit that, then went to prison and shit, and you know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, it was wild, dog. It was an experience, you know what I mean? Something that you learn from and shit. And you really find out who's your homies and who's not, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
But at that time, dog, everybody was solid still, dog, at that time, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, what camps did you end up hitting?
I went to LP, I went to Challenger, fucking Salmar, fucking where else, dog? I went to a boot camp for a while, dog. I went to Mendenhall shit for a minute. Yeah, about four different camps, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get out, and was that the only time you did a camp program?
It maybe like it was probably like twice, you know what I mean? Like I did several months and then got out, and then probably got busted again later on and stuff, you know what I mean? It wasn't too serious. I lucked out a lot of times.
Yeah.
A lot of times I lucked out, and I wasn't caught for like some of the things that I was doing out there and stuff, and I was lucky, bro. Very lucky.
Oh yeah. And so you get a little older, let's say when you become an adult, is that when you started rapping?
I guess when I was maybe, let's see, I don't know, like trying to take it serious, I was probably like probably like 18 or 19 years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I started taking it serious, not because I actually pursued it, not because I went to go look for it. I was just I don't know, like around maybe 16 or 15. I was into rap music, you know what I mean? It wasn't like Chicano rap music that I was heavily into. I mean, I knew that our people, you know, were doing their thing, but it was like the beginning, you know what I mean? So the majority of the people I was listening to were like the Ice Cube and shit, Too Short, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that shit. And as a youngster, I listened to all that old school shit like Two Live Crew, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Candyman, all that shit, like
Knocking the Boots.
Shit. Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah.
All that old shit. Like I believe that was like 87, you know what I mean? That was even younger in my younger days, bro. And that's actually when I was living in South Monterrey. I used to live right there off of Cogswell and Magnolia and shit. You know what I mean? Back in I used to go to Parkview School and shit. So I used to go to school with some of the homies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't homies just yet, you know what I mean? I was actually probably not even, I didn't think I was going that direction, but I mean, the whole neighborhood, you know what I mean? You knew everybody. You knew who everybody was and stuff. And some of the older cats were good with me, you know what I mean? Went to the boys club, you know, a lot. So
especially in those days, because it's like there was homies everywhere. You know what I mean? Like every side of Monte had homies, and then you had a gang of young motherfuckers just everywhere.
Yeah, dog. The boys club, it was cracking, dog. It was cracking. They had their school there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I went to that school.
Yeah, you see. So I mean, my brother went into that school también, you know what I mean? My brother wasn't from the hood, but he was from Los, you know. My brother was from Pelon from Dogtown. So you know what I mean, that's where he was at. And he knew the homies, though. He went to I believe Mountain View School and shit, you know, back in the days when he got out for a bit, and then he just went back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just went back in and stuff. So he was gone most of the time, you know. So
did that have an impact on you, like the fact that your brother was like getting busted and you were hardly seeing him?
As impact, I don't know. I don't know if it was an impact. I never really questioned myself on that, but to me, it was like a normal life. You know what I mean? It was like normal, because that's what we were doing. You know, me and my mama, we were just hitting hitting the RTD buses back in the day, you know what I mean? RTD buses going to YA, going to Fretzy right here to visit him, dog, going to his fucking his prisons, dog, to go visit his ass, dog. You know what I mean? Just all I remember in those times was just, you know, Pioneer Chicken, homie, buckets of fucking KFC every time, just taking it over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's how, you know, a lot of Domino's, watching them fools just get off on Domino's and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, that guy was just he was active. You know what I'm saying? He was heavily active, and he was doing his thing, and majority of his lifetime was just spent in prison. So
damn.
Yeah, he was doing it, bro. You know what I mean? He was a good guy though, man. He's a good guy.
You know, that's a sad thing about prisons is they're full of guys with a lot of potential, with guys that were just misguided, made some mistakes in their youth, and unfortunately, there's a lot. I mean, there's years that they pay for it with.
Yeah.
So you end up, you know, rapping. What was the first time like you had that your like big break where you were like, oh shit, I can really do this?
The first break that I got, I believe I was my brother-in-law. He had pulled me in, dog, and just said, you know what, let's just I believe we were at ODM's studio, bro. We were at ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown. We were at his studio, and I believe I think that's what I'm trying to go back and remember, dog, because I'm very forgetful now and shit. I forget all kinds of shit. But I think we were in his studio, and we did it like that Old Town Gangsters, the first one, bro.
Yeah.
The great cover and the Fleetwood Broman shit on Dayton's. That was like the first one, and I had recorded. I think I was featured on 2 songs there. One's Jail, and I think that song that we did at his studio. And at that time, it was I was excited, dog. You know what I mean? I was excited. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, fuck it. I started going out with him. He started taking me out places and everything, and I started looking at, you know, how the get down was at the studios and everything, and it all started with me just fucking, you know what I mean? You sit back and you start. It's like a dream, homie.
Yeah.
It's like when they tell you, you know, you dream about being something. That's where it happened for me. You know what I mean? Like, I started sitting back and watching these fools, you know, do their thing, and I started just sitting back and just writing, you know, in the back burner, in the background, just chilling by myself. You know what I mean? While they were doing their thing, and I would write my shit, you know, as they were doing their thing. I'd finish a verse or keep going or whatever, and then you know, we'd be on our way home or whatever, or sometimes we'd be in the studio and I'd be, check this out, this is what I wrote, you know what I mean? You know, I would show it to him, you know, and slowly but surely, homeboy just, you know what I mean? He put me on, and that's when it all started for me. I was just, you know, I was dreaming, bro. I was dreaming. I was actually thinking, like, what were the possibilities? You know what I mean? Like, well, could I become something? Could I do like what he's doing? You know what I mean? Could we ever get to that point where we're actually, you know, in the industry making some real money, you know what I mean? You know, and being acknowledged by the public, you know what I mean? By the fans and all that stuff. I mean, I was just going through a bunch of shit, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much how that ended up, bro. And I think yeah, that was it, man.
When that first one dropped out, I was in YA and shit, but we still heard it because we had that Pocos Pero Locos on Power 106. We just listened to.
Yeah.
They used to play a lot of it, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's one of the homies and shit. You know what I mean? Like fucking. And you were doing your thing. How did it feel to like? Because I know that they had to have some kind of tour or something. How did it feel to like just travel to different areas and have people like bumping your shit, listening to your shit, and just like getting your name out there?
See, that the thing with certain tours, like I toured with my brother-in-law, dog. Like he took me to several places, dog. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have got out the country or the city, homie. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have got out from where I was at, dog, if it wasn't for him. But the feeling was a trip, dog. I never got a chance to actually be put on like the Pocos Pero Locos scene. I mean, they put, I was there and I was featured, you know, on their shit, dog, because of my brother-in-law, you know what I mean? But you know, their connection was more with it. You know, they had more of a relationship, dog. You know, my brother-in-law, he's the one that had all the conectas, you know what I mean? And you know, all the gente, all the plugs and stuff. So I kind of I never really reached out to any of the people, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, now I think maybe I should have, you know what I mean? But at that time, it was, you know, I was barely getting in, dog. And then me, I'm the type of cat, dog, that I don't step on nobody's toes, dog. You know what I mean? I don't reach over anybody, dog, to try to get anything. If it happens, I let it happen by itself. You know what I mean? And if people are looking, you know, looking for Sal Capone, dog, then hey, dog, you know what I mean? I'll step in and I'll speak up. You know what I mean? But I've never been that cat, dog. That was one thing that I noticed about the industry, dog. That with raza, dog. Like when you step over or across some of these motherfuckers to try to get a conecta or to, you know, try to make some type of something happen, dog. Like that they get real offended, homie.
Oh,
you know
shit.
what I mean? For some reason, yeah. And it's just I never understood that, dog. I noticed it, and I've never been the type of cat to hate on anybody, dog. You know, as far as you know what I mean, gaining your contacts, dog. You know what I mean? Trying to start with someone else, dog, that might be able to help you out a little better or take you further, you know?
Yeah, I would think they should embrace it, because it's like if you're trying to put a homie on, you know what I mean? It's like, dog, whatever I got, go ahead and that's all you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, hey, dog, a lot of us think like that, dog. And I'm personally, I'm that type of cat, dog. I'm not, hey, dog, I'm not the only one that needs to get fed, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's enough for all of us.
Yeah, bro, and I'm just like, I'm not that hateful type of dude, dog. You know what I mean? It's just, that's just the way I'm built, dog. You know what I mean? And I just noticed, dog, that dealing with our own gente, dog, like it was a challenge, dog.
Damn.
It was a challenge sometimes, you know what I mean? And there was conflict, confrontation, dog. There, you know, just like anything. And it was sad, homie, to see that happening and to kind of get a better idea of how hard it was going to be for some of us and how easy it was going to be for others, you know what I mean?
Damn, yeah.
So I mean, it was an experience, dog, and I'm glad I went through it, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm glad I went through it, because you know, you learn, dog, you learn, and some things humble you, other things kind of like, you know what I mean? They fucking, you know, they eat at you, dog.
And
you
leave a sour taste in your mouth and shit.
Oh, bro, bitter like a motherfucker, dog. And then you start fucking up in your head, dog. Once it gets up in your head, dog, I mean, depending on the type of person, you know, I mean, that's dealing with that. I mean, either you act on it or you filter it out or you just, you know what I mean? You start thinking like, what's the best way of dealing with some of this shit? Because, you know what I mean? It's different, dog. You know what I mean? You get into pedo, dog, and that just blossoms into something else, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's not music no more, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know with the music though, like people were pumped up to hear you, and especially they were so pumped up. You had your own album, so you put out an album when those shits were expensive to fucking put out. You know what I mean? So fucking it was a trip, and a lot of people were bumping that shit. I remember I got out of YA, and homies were on that shit. We were bumping that shit. You know what I mean? And one thing that I wanted to ask, just a personal thing, because my dog, like my boy, he jumped me in and everything. It was my boy Drugsy. Rest in peace.
Oh, right on.
And you shouted him out, and I was just like, man, like that's fucking dope. What was your relationship with like Drugsy and with Drugsy, and what do you remember about the homie?
Oh, see, the homie, dog. I was just a little bit older than him. You know what I mean? Just a little bit, not too old, dog. But what I remember about the homie, dog, is he, like you said, dog, he was a good person, dog. You know, he joked around, he laughed a lot, dog. You know what I mean? And he was cool, dog. He had a solid ass squad, dog. And I mean, every time I went to my homie's pad, my homie little one's pad, dog. Every time I showed up there, dog, that was our spot. You know what I mean? We had our garage. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
We were just pounding all day long, just drinking, doing our thing and shit. And that's where we would meet up and shit. And you know, a lot of times Drugsy was just there, you know what I mean? Drugsy was there, you know, the homie Sinner, dog, he was chilling there, dog, you know? Homie Want This, dog, you know what I mean?
The boys out there.
Yeah, they were just chilling, dog. So we were all just gathered right there, homie, having good times, dog. And all I remember is from that, hey, dog, there was I hardly ever seen him have a bad day, dog. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, we'd gather around and, hey, homie, what's wrong with you, homie? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong? Yeah. What's going on, homie? Why you so moody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never really seen that from old boy, dog. He was happy, dog. He was really happy. You know what I mean? He started he was coming up, he was doing his things, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I think he had a Rego or something like that.
Yeah,
And
he's
like,
gonna put. Yeah, I remember when I got out of YA, he came and he's like, "I'm gonna put switches on this," and he was driving a tow truck and everything. I was like, "Damn, this motherfucker is doing it! Like he's really
yeah,
doing it." That kind of gave me hope that, hey, maybe I can make it out here. You know what I mean? Maybe I
yeah,
don't have to
yeah,
go back.
exactly, yeah, exactly, Doug. I was thinking like, fuck, this about to, hey, homie, I don't know what it is. I didn't ask for the recipe, homie, or none of that, dog. That's not me. I stay in
Yeah,
my lane most of the time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I just noticed that he was doing his thing, Doug, and he was cool, dog. You know, the homies loved him, dog,
Oh
and he
yeah.
loved the hood. You know what I mean? So yeah, he was a good person, man. It was hard to actually see you know, the boys, and you know, I took a liking to him, dog, so much that, you know, I figured like, man, if anybody deserves to be shouted out on one of my songs, dog, it's Drugsy. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean,
That's what's up.
I figured I put him on, dog, and you know, rest in peace to the homie. You
Rest in
know.
peace. That's the boy right there. Yeah. And so let me ask you, when like I said, when I got out, everybody was bumping your shit heavy in the hood, right? And I know
Yeah.
beyond that, beyond the hood too, they're bumping your shit heavy. There's certain cats that really didn't get that same love. You know what I mean? How did it feel for you to be embraced? Like all the homies, like, hell yeah, we're fucking with you. Like we love your shit. Like not just as a homie, but as an
Yeah.
artist, cats were
Yeah.
fucking with your shit.
You know what? It felt good, dog, because I mean, like, you know, the barrio's big, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure other people deal with like this. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, I didn't know all the homies, you know what I mean? I didn't know every single one, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, dog. You go around the hood and you want to know everybody, dog, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But for some reason or another, dog, that just happened, you know what I mean? Like we didn't all go to the same juntas, you know what I mean, back in the day, Doug. So I mean, there was a handful of dudes that I knew, and then there's handfuls of dudes that, you know, my good friends knew and that I didn't never came across, and like, you know, shit
Yeah.
like that, Doug. But dog, it felt real good, Doug. It felt real good, dog, to be embraced and just to, you know what I mean, pull up on a light, dog, and you're like, you pull up, dog, and you don't say nothing, dog, but you hear a song and it's like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? That's my
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean? And sometimes I was with my lady, you know what I mean? I look at her, she'd be like, fool, shut up, stop acting dumb, you know what I mean? You think you're hard, you know what I mean? I was just like, nah, you know, it wasn't even like that, but yeah, it feels, it's a good feeling, bro. It's
Oh
a good
yeah.
feeling to feel accepted, Doug, and you know, not only by the barrio, but like you said, by regular cats, homie, you know, and it's a good feeling, Doug. It makes you feel that much better about yourself, you know what I mean? And
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So we don't need to know the specifics, but I know you had the potential to push it even further, but you like chose not to pursue it. What is it that made you like lose your desire to keep going with it?
at the end of the day, Doug, it was just relationships, bro. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It was just relationships, and you know, uh, some people, you know, I mean, some people just aren't on the same page as you are, you know, as an
Yeah.
artist, and it's kind of hard, you know what I mean, to find that direction for yourself, dog, because like hey homie, I never invested any feria, dog, on anything that I've done. I never invested any feria. So I mean, I think that's where I fucked up, you know what I mean? I didn't
Yeah.
do shit for myself, you know what I mean? Because it would have definitely turned out different if I would have done it for myself, dog, you know what I mean? It's just so many people have their hands on people's projects, you know what I mean? And maybe what they have, what you know what I mean, what they have, I mean, how could I say this, dog? I'm trying to find a right way to say it, dog. Is I don't want I don't want to really disrespect anybody, but at the end of the day, dog, I mean, what they were thinking for was for themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's probably a selfish act, dog. Anybody would see it that way and stuff, but you know what I mean? I had other things that I wanted to do, dog,
Mm.
and sometimes, you know, I would have a say so on some of the shit, and then at times I wasn't there for any type of discussions, Doug. So I mean, you know, I guess I guess when you don't pay for your work, Doug, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a little different. And
It was
I
like
mean,
creative differences and shit.
Yes, definitely, dog. I mean, I was pissed, dog. I was hot for a while because I was just like, you know what I mean? I would talk to these guys and, I'd ask like, hey, what's up? What's going on? You know what I mean? But at the same time, dog, you know what I mean? I did, all I did was right, homie. And
Mhm.
that's important. I mean, that's one of the most important things about making music, dog, is the
Yeah.
artist, you know what I mean? But I guess some of these guys just felt like it like they invested in me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Instead of me investing in them, that's how they felt. You know, that's how I took it, Doug. But that was really like the thing that kind of started fucking me up, dog. Is just that
Is it more
that
like kind of like you became a commodity rather than fucking like a homie kind of situation where it became more of a business thing?
yeah, you know what? I guess in that sense, if you put it that way, I think so. I mean, because for me, dog. I mean, if we're homies, dog, and we're treating each other like homies, dog, like friends, homie, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, hey, dog, that we're homies. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Now, if it's business, then I think I think at that point they should have been transparent about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, if all you want to do is fuck with me for my music, homie, give me my credit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Give me my credit. Give me some ownership of what I put up. You know what I mean? Like those like type of discussions never really like went down, and I didn't understand why they didn't go down until later on. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what these guys were thinking, homie? Honestly, Doug, like I talked to I talked it was fucked up though. I didn't talk to my brother-in-law for a minute over some shit like that, Doug. You know what I mean? I was bitter, homie. I was mad and everything, Doug. And you know what I mean? I mean, years passed, homie, and like I kind of I put shit to the side, homie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I figured I wanted to be the bigger man, dog, and I never really hated that, my brother-in-law, like in a manner where I wanted to cause harm or shit like that, dog. I was just kind of like, just like taken back a little bit, dog, because here
Yeah.
I am, being part of the family and shit. And like a lot of people don't know this story, dog. They don't know these stories. They just think like, hey, on fuck, he just didn't want to rap. He just fucking retired and fucking that's it. You know what I mean? But there was things that happened, homie, that it didn't settle right with me, homie. So it was a challenge, homie. It was a challenge to even like want to get back to doing that, or you know what I mean, trying to trust other people, dog, and all that, dog. Because trust is a big thing for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can't trust nobody, I ain't gonna fuck with you, dog. You know what I mean? Like I'll pull away, dog. I'd rather pull away than get put in a position where I'm gonna feel like forced to take action, homie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like because that shit could lead anywhere, bro. You know what I mean? And depending on what type of action you're gonna take, that I mean, that's you know what's up with that. Sometimes it goes bad, sometimes it's good, sometimes you know what I mean. And I had things going on, dog, that I didn't want to risk, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, dog, like it was pretty hard, dog, dealing with that shit, dog. You know what I mean?
It's a
Yes,
trip
sir.
when you're young because there's always a lack. It just seems like it, especially when you come from the streets, there's always like a lack of communication that could fuck things up. And it's really like if you were to just have those conversations, because like I'm the same way. It's like, dog, if we're homies, we're homies. But like I'm smart enough now to know, like, if you want to treat this as a business transaction, let me know how this is gonna work. But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're
yeah,
young, it's kind of hard to vocalize that because you don't even know about like business transactions and points on your on your
yeah.
publishing or
Your
fucking
masters and all that shit.
yeah,
You don't know
how
nothing,
much
dog.
the production is costing you. Like,
Yeah,
all right, dog, I understand this is costing you this and this. This is the work I'm putting, this is the work you're doing. Where can we find common ground, right? But it's
yeah,
hard when
yeah,
you're young to vocalize all that because you don't know any of that. All you know is that beats fucking fire, and I'm gonna kill that
yeah.
shit.
Oh no, that's it, dog. All you know is like just recognition, homie, and just accomplishing something, doing something. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
feeling good about it, dog. And that's what it felt to me, dog. I mean, when I was younger, dog, I get it, dog. You know what I mean? You rap, you do all that shit. You think about money, you think about bitches. You know what I mean? You getting rides, you don't get your big house, all that shit. You know what I mean? And I was kind of like on that same page. You know what I mean? Like I wanted all those things. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I I definitely wanted to do it with my boys. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
wanted to have that carnalismo, homie, that trust. You know what I mean? That you know what I mean? I got you, you got me, and all that shit, dog. And a lot of that shit didn't. It felt that way, in the beginning, But as soon as everything's, fucking out on the table, dog, you completed this project, you done this, things start surfacing, homie. You know what I mean? And then you just kind of start seeing things come to the surface, and you pay a little more attention, dog. And I don't like talking bad about nobody, dog, but that's just that's the fact of the matter, dog. Is when you think you got friends, dog, that are gonna speak up for you when you're not there, dog. You trust them, dog. You trust them to do that for you, but at the end of the day, they do not. They do not, dog. Dog, I didn't even know that I was supposed to register my name on ASCAP, dog. Like my stage name and all that shit. I never knew. That was like one of the first things I guess you do, dog. But dog, nobody made me aware of that shit, dog. See, that's where that was my fault, dog. Not that I expected, but I would want it. Hey, dog, if you're my homeboy and you know about this, dog, just put me up on game. Show me, dog. You know what I mean? Like, put me up on game and just guide me, dog. You know what I mean? Like, just have my back, homie. It wasn't like that, dog. It wasn't like that. You just rapped, homie, and hey, even production didn't cost some of these vatos nada, homie. Straight up, dog.
Homie hookups and shit.
Yeah, you had a studio, you know what I mean? You had all the equipment, dog. All that it cost you was your time, homie, your time and effort, just the way it cost me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that just that fucked me up, dog. Like, hey, homie, you're in the same boat that I'm at, but I get you, homie. You're working hard and you're doing your thing, you're producing and all that shit. All I asked for was just, hey, homie, just look out for a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Look out for a motherfucker. And my thing was like, hey, homie, if we're gonna ride, we ride, dog. You get your cut, I'll get my cut. Your cut can be bigger than mine. You know what I mean? I don't mind it.
There's no ego shit.
Yeah, nah, homie. I've never been greedy, dog. You know what I mean? I've always been as humble as possible, dog. You know what I mean? I give everybody their space, their respect, everything, dog. I never step in or step on nobody's feet or nada, dog. It just, these vatos just had different plans, dog. You know what I mean? And I can't speak up for them and say what type of plans they are. All I can say was that they didn't reinvest. Mm-hmm. They did not reinvest, dog. They chose to, get in and get out, get that quick money, I guess, and get out for whatever reason. But you know what I mean? Like, my thing is, like, if you make a little something, just reinvest in yourself. Reinvest in me, homie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, at the end of the day, that's what it is, dog. You just gotta build. You just gotta capitalize on what you have already. You know what I mean? And
yes, sir.
And I didn't see that, dog. So you know what I mean? I figured I pulled out, dog. I pulled out because, once other people start getting involved and they're questioning you on your work, dog, like I was just like, I went to a party, homie, and I had other people that I had never fucking met, like, sit by me and start asking certain questions and then play the role like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And I'm just like thinking, like, what the fuck? What do you mean we're gonna do this? I don't even fucking know you. You know what I'm saying? So obviously,
you can't tell me what we're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
Say what you're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that was like a surprise. You know what I mean? When I start seeing shit like that, it doesn't settle right, dog. Like, first of all, you already going through like these other emotions and questioning certain things that your so-called friends, are getting into, and it's just it becomes like, fuck this, homie. This ain't right for me. All this shit's gonna cause me to do is just fucking act up and do something fucking that I don't want to do, dog. You know what I mean? And that I just figured I'd leave that shit alone, dog, for a while, dog. You know what I mean? Because the results that I was getting weren't positive, dog. You know what I mean? They weren't healthy, dog. They weren't healthy for me. So I just figured, I was happy as fuck though, man. We did an album, dog. I didn't think I was ever gonna do an album, and I'm grateful for fucking with those cats, dog, and getting my album out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Go ahead, dog.
When you walked away, was there another album in the works, or did you start on anything, like, or was it just like, that's the end of it, I'm out?
You know what? There's features and shit that were, you know what I mean? That I was taken out of a couple songs, dog. I noticed. Because I had recorded some and brought those, I usually, when I record them, I'll bring that beat home, dog, and I'll analyze it. If I didn't like something that I said right there, I'll fucking go back the next day, take it out and fix it or something, you know what I mean? Like, and I just, I don't know, dog, you know what I mean? There was plans, bro, and like I said, it didn't work out, dog, in my benefit. So I pulled out, dog. There was this, honestly, there was this Spanish album that we were working on, bro, and that shit, my God. I mean, I don't like to. No, I do like tooting my horn, dog. But I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a good ass fucking project, bro. And at the time where nobody was really doing Spanish rap, dog. You know what I mean? Nobody was doing it, and we were working on this project, bro. And it was three of us, dog. And that shit was just like something else, bro. It was. I mean, the production was sick. You know what I mean? The rhymes were on point, dog. You know what I mean? That just the whole feel that you get off of this, dog. It's like it was something good, dog. And I trusted that that shit was gonna be fire, dog. I knew that little project right there would have got us somewhere, dog. If
Damn.
we would have just if we would have still, I got the shit. I'm gonna go on live, like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I should do it sooner than later, but I'm gonna go on live and on IG and just you know, show the public, dog. You know what I mean? Show everybody what the hell I worked on back in the days. What was put away. You know what I mean, for the
Yeah.
future, and what never got out. So, I mean, it's pretty sick, dog. It's all Spanish, dog, and all Spanish. We got 7 songs, dog. 7
Damn.
songs
It's an EP right there.
yeah, by itself. And dog, we could just drop that shit right now, dog. But you know, like, I talked to my old boy, dog. I talked to him again. You know what I mean? Because you know, I liked what he put out, dog. He put something on like IG. I think that I noticed, dog. And dog, this is the first time I have an account, dog. I didn't have an account for fucking. I mean, dog, I'm barely getting used to this shit, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, doing this. So it's like when I first started MySpace, dog. That's how it feels again. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm finally, you know, out of respect to my wife, dog. I didn't do no I didn't open no accounts, you know what I mean? Because I had trouble, you know. There's stupid little bitches, dog. You know what I mean? You know, jumping in my shit, and I was still kind of like, I was still, you know, I wasn't being an adult about shit, dog.
Yeah.
And out of respect for her, dog, I just left that shit alone too. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to get into no drama, dog. And my wife, she's a good woman, dog. You know,
Yeah.
I've been with her for
Yeah.
forever, homie.
I was gonna ask about that too now, because that you bring that up. I want to move on to the next part of your journey, right? But
Yeah.
I think in order to do that, we do have to touch on how important is it, would you say, for a man to have that special woman by his side, like guiding him, and like not even like necessarily like, oh, do this or do that, but like where you can go to her for guidance, like, hey, what do you think? Like, how important do you think that is to have someone like that by your side?
Oh, it's key, bro. It's key, bro. It's very important, dog. Like, hey, homie, a lot of autos sit back and they be like, fuck that shit. You know, like, you know, they're tough guys, dog. You know what I mean? And hey,
Yeah.
dog, there's a time where yeah, motherfuckers think you're tough, homie, but when the hand of God touches you, homie, and takes away some of your health, dog, and you start aging, homie, and you just, you know what I mean? It turns into something else for some of us, dog. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And for me, I mean, hey, bro, I think that if it wasn't for her being part of my life, that I might not be here, dog. I might be just, you know, one of them dudes just buried in dirt, dog. You know what I mean? And I'm modest, that dog, homie. Fuck, bro. I was doing a lot of skunting, fucking smoking dogs all fucking day, you know, doing, you know what I mean? Just,
Yeah, yeah, especially I know, especially with the dogs. I never fucked with the Scante, but I was smoking dogs like a motherfucker.
bro, homie, I'm telling you, dog, like, motherfuckers are just, I don't want to say we were drug addicts, homie. You know what I mean? We weren't like fucking, we weren't those type of smokers that didn't have no, you know, were broke, didn't have no shoes, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like that, dog. But dog, I done my share of drugs, dog. And I think if it wasn't for her, that I would have still either been stuck, dog. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't have had shit going on for me, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not a graduate, homie. You know what I mean? I didn't graduate from high school, dog. I was a dropout, dog. So, like, there was nothing else for me, you know what I mean? Until, you know, I met her, dog, and everything was all cool. Things started changing. You know, it was a slow progression and shit, because I still wanted to be with the homies, dog. And so, man, I even got into arguments with some of the homies just because I was fucking, you know, just staying back or whatever. But I'll be honest, homie, if it wasn't for her, I would have been dead, dog.
Damn.
I would have been dead, dog, because I remember one of the homies a long time ago, Shags, rest in peace, dog, Jesse, the OG. Shaggy. Like the first one, dog, they blasted him, you know what I mean? The homie Viento was with him too, and I believe it was two other homies or whatever. But they came to the pad, homie, like, you know, hey, Kyle, homie, jump in the ride, let's go, homie. Vamonos, you know, let's do this. You know, and I was going, homie. I was over here. I had my lady at the house, dog, and my nieces were there. Nobody was there. So I was like, you know, bam, she's going to take care of them. You know what I mean? Fuck it. I'm jamming, homie. I'm going to tell her I'm going to the store and just bounce.
Yeah.
Not say nothing. You know what I mean? But for some reason or another, dog, she broke down, dog. You know what I mean? She got real emotional, dog. And she was crying, bro. And I was still acting like a dick, homie. I was still acting like an asshole, dog. Like I was still going. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm leaving. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But she kept on. Fool. She was real persistent and like, don't go, whatever. And anyways, dog, to make a long story short, I said, fuck it. The homie little one pulled up on me, came to the pad. Come on, let's roll. The homies already, whatever. And I just, I wound up telling Chale, homie, I wasn't going to go. I was just going to stay here. You know what I mean? I can't leave her here with my nieces and shit. I was like, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made her the babysitter, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And
that's also kind of, if you think about it, like that's just the adult thing to do, because that's kind of fucked up for whoever left the nieces with you. Like, come back, like, hey, where the fuck is Sal at? Like,
yeah,
dog, I left my kids with you.
And I would have been home like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, dog. I mean, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I would have came back, dog, but like I didn't wind up going, dog. And then my homie little one, he said, well, fuck it. If you ain't going, homie, I'm staying here with you, carnal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck it. And next day, homie, we could get that phone call, homie. You know what I mean? Homie got shot up. He had a bright future, dog. The Vato was a boxer, homie. And you know, he was gonna start doing his thing, dog, professionally and everything. And turns out, homie, that Vato, they went to a party, homie, and Vato laid 3 Vatos out, homie. I forgot where they're from, dog, and I mean that's not too important, but he laid out 3 Vatos, homie. You know, himself, dog. You know what I mean? Just laid them out, dog. So, you know, I guess, you know, they were a little heated about that, dog. So these Vatos wind up leaving the Volo, dog, jump in their ride. And this van just pulls up on them with 2 bananas, dog. You know what I mean? With 2 bananas, and just let them have it, dog. And the homie got hit in the face, dog, several times, dog. And just you know, the story that the homie told me, and how he seen it all go down was just it was fucked up. You know what I mean? That's that gangster shit that we all, you know what I mean? We all part of and shit. And it's just one of those sad things that it just happened to your close friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fucked up because that's how it was back then. Is that you'll have a good night until it's not.
Yeah,
and that's the way it was all the time. It's like everybody's voloing, we're all having fun, and then next thing you know, you get a page or something happens, and you find out like, damn, what the fuck?
It was extremely active, dog. It was extremely active, dog, at some time, dog. And I mean, like I said, dog, if it wasn't for my wife, I think you know, who's to say what would have happened to me or the homie in that car too? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, damn. I mean, I don't know. Hey, homie, I give it to her, dog. There was like 2 times, homie, that my wife, like, you know what I mean? Like she was my guardian, dog, and I knew, homie, like I knew, like this one was the one, you know what I mean? The one that I'm just gonna stay with, you know what I mean? And it's been 26 going on 27 years already, dog.
Damn,
you know
what I mean?
So, yeah, dog. She's a blessing, dog. So I mean, it's good, dog. It's good. You need that person, dog. Sometimes, you know, fucking help you out, dog. I mean, not like you said, not necessarily guide you, homie, because she ain't my master, homie. You know what I mean? I'm still the man of my house, dog. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's good to have someone beside you and help you filter out certain things that you wouldn't normally, you know, filter out. You know what I mean? And it's good. She's good, bro. Solid.
Yes, sir. So let's get into what you're doing now. So what's your business ventures that you're into right now?
Figured I needed to start something, dog, and I didn't know where to start, dog, because my fucking shoulders, dog, they're shot out, dog. They're shot out. It's I can't really like push myself off the ground. I can't lift certain things, dog. Like I'll drop them, dog, and that's what I mean about that's what I was talking about, your health, you know what I mean? It being valued and stuff like. So I had to do something, dog. And the easiest thing for me to do, dog, is I've always known how to cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always cooked for myself because my head, if I was at work, dog, you know what I mean? So I had to cook for myself. And I just, I had an idea, dog. And I just started moving forward with it. You know what I mean? And luckily this IG, that's really why I opened this Instagram page, dog, is to do that.
Yeah.
And so I did that, dog, and the response was it was received, dog, and it was good, dog. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It was good for me. You know, through friends. Hey, dog, the hood, honestly, dog. Hey, homie, I love the hood, homie. Hey, dog, the hood's been helping me, dog. You know what I mean? They've been ordering shit for me, you know, and I appreciate that, dog. You know what I mean? With them, there's been a lot of help. I've been able to pay some of my bills, dog, and you know, they pass the word around, dog, and it gets to somebody else. And hey, homie, if you cook good, homie, come on, dog. I mean, we all love food, homie. You know what I mean? And hey, dog, if I go to a restaurant or, you know what I mean, I eat something, I'm gonna be back there next week. And it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna fucking go every now and then or whatever, you know what I mean? But I started cooking shrimp like they do in San Pedro.
Yeah.
And at Portugal, I started cooking shrimp like that, but with a different flavor, dog. You know what I mean? And it started working out. People like it, dog. You know what I mean? People like it, and it's been good, dog. So I think maybe more sooner than later, dog. I'll be in a trailer pretty soon.
Oh, dope.
I was thinking about getting like a little spot, you know, like renting out a spot. But I started doing the numbers, dog. You know what I mean? And in order for me to set it up the way I need to set it up, you know what I mean, and pass regulations and health department and fucking licensing and all that shit, dog. Like, hey, homie, my money was fucking gone.
Damn.
Like that. I started calculating shit, doing all, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? I got to wait a little longer in order to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And I figured what was the easiest way for me to get started. And it was just starting, you know, catering business, Doug, you know what I mean? And it worked out. So now I'm looking at trailers and shit, and I'll be able to like customize my own trailer and start, you know, start posting up, popping up in different cities. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's easier that way.
What's the name of the your business and the Instagram, so we could put it on the description below?
It's sals.shrimp.shaq, and Shaq being spelled SHAQ.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I got that right.
And do you guys have a website, or is it how would they get a hold of you to place orders?
Website, not just yet, but they can get a hold of me through the Instagram. You know, it's mainly like home cooking, Doug, right now. You know what I mean? And I mean, I could push these shits out. I'm limited though. Sometimes I get like orders where I'm like, fuck, you know what? I can't take no more orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day I had like fucking like 8 of them, but they were all like big platter orders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was sweating, bro, all day, like
getting your grind on.
Yeah, bro. But hey, dog, at the end of the day, I was tired, homie. I was tired, but I was fucking like, hey, homie, I ain't never fucking made that much money in one day, dog. You know what I mean? Like what I made in my job, dog, in like 8 or 9 hour shift, bro. I was knocking it out in 2 hours.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? I don't need these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, fuck, if I could just do this. And it just made sense. You know what I mean? It made sense for me to just like do this shit, dog. Cause I seen other homies, dog, or people from the hood, dog, that were doing their pop-ups, you know, their tents and all that shit. Hey, for sure, I seen a gang of paisas. You know what I mean? I seen our people out there, dog, just, you know what I mean? Just doing their thing and getting their money, dog. I mean, it almost seemed like it migrated this way, because the only like places that I was used to seeing like a bunch of tents and all that shit was just going to downtown, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Going
to downtown and, you know, seeing the way that they work their shit, dog. But I noticed that some of the raza were out here, you know, posting up in front of their pad, dog, with their tents, you know what I mean, and all that. And they had their logos and all that shit. They're looking like they were looking good, dog.
Yeah,
so I was like, man, you know, fuck that, dog. You know what I mean? In the beginning, I was like, fuck, man, you know, people gonna look at me a little funny and shit. You know what I mean? Thinking that I just went from rap to doing this and to doing that. But dog, it gets to the point where I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks, homie. You know, in the early stages, I really cared about what a lot of people, you know, thought, and that was some of my motivation, dog. But honestly, dog, at the end of the day, it matters what you think and what your family thinks about you, dog. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm pushing forward, carnal. Shit, I'm gonna get that trailer and fucking push my shrimp, dog, and fucking, you know, get my ass back into the studio and but this time own my masters, homie. You know what I mean? Own my shit, record, own my shit, dog, all my rights, dog, and that's just it, dog. Cause hey, homie, I'm not getting any younger, bro. I'm not getting any younger, and this shit needs to happen like now. You know what I mean? I want to be able to. You know what I mean? If I ever check out, homie, I want to be able to, you know, just leave something with those that I love and that are still here, homie. You know what I mean? That way, you know what I mean? I mean, hey, got a little something to show for it, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. And I want to touch on something you said that I think is really important, because sometimes when people talk about gang banging, yeah, the actions of gang banging, they are fucked up at times, right? But what people often ignore is there is a camaraderie between us and our boys. You know what I mean? And like you said, when we grow up, what I love, especially said, I'm not sure how other neighborhoods are. I know for a fact our hood is like this. We look out for each other. You know what I mean? Like we root for each other. It's like, hell yeah. Like I know a lot of my supporters are the homies. They're always like, do your thing, my boy, do your thing. And I even had homies that they wouldn't even necessarily do an interview, but they were like, dog, I don't really do shit like that, but I'm gonna support your cause. I mean, I'm gonna support what you're doing. And I'm always like, gracias, G, appreciate that. And so that, that's one thing that I think is really important. And I think, I'm not sure if other neighborhoods are like that, but I know it's dope for us that there's a lot of homies that will support, and we have gang of talented ass homies.
You know, Doug, in this day and age, Doug, I noticed that homies, not just from our hood, Doug, you know what I mean? Even from other hoods and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They're starting to actually support each other a little more, dog, than before, dog. I mean, before motherfuckers never give you the day or time or whatever, you know what I mean? Everybody was on that stereotype, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've noticed, dog, that we're treating each other right, homie, the way we supposed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of holding each other down, dog. I mean, it's kind of funny, dog, because I mean, you can do something positive and get a lot of negative results, homie. Like tons of negative results, you know what I mean? Or do something bad, homie, and scandalous, dog, and get tons of positive results, dog. Like it's like that positive then negative sort of shit, dog. I mean, where it meets in the middle, it's kind of confusing, dog, because you just never know, dog. Because at times you do something positive and you get a positive feedback, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's happening right now, dog. Is that motherfuckers are trying to do something right, dog. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it, dog. I mean, I think we're at a great stage, you know what I mean? Where we can help each other out, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, dog. I think we're on the verge of becoming mainstream in the things that we do. Because like you said, there's a lot of support, whether it be acting. You know, it's not just one or two homies getting roles anymore. It's homies bringing other homies and building whole fucking organizations so that homies could act. To take them off the street, you got homies tattooing, slinging that in. Look at Demon's killing it. Demon is fucking killing it. You know what I mean?
That fool, man, dog. I mean, how do you describe his work? You know what I mean? And then just his taste in employees, dog. Like he built from scratch, dog. He built from scratch, and he got his shit. He got his shit, dog. He's living nice, dog, and he's got a great family, dog. And at the end of the day, that's all you want. You know, you want your finances to be straight. You want to be able to get home, dog, and be comfortable in your own surroundings, and you want to be able to share that shit with the people you love, you know, and your kids and all that shit. And come on, dog, you to do something you love, you know what I mean? Like that's amazing, bro.
Oh yeah.
Shit, fuck that's where I want to be, homie. You know what I mean?
You're gonna be there, G.
Homeboy. Yeah,
you're gonna be there,
homie, dog. You got it cracking, dog.
And let me ask you, when it comes to you starting your business now, you said you're doing it. You're making at times you're making more money in a few hours that you used to make in a whole day. What lessons have you taken from the past, whether it be your rap music, your working at jobs, that you apply now to ensure your success?
Lessons?
Yeah.
Let's see. What could I say, dog? It's. I mean, the biggest lesson is just trusting in yourself, bro. You know what I mean? I think out of anything, if I can say, is just believing in yourself, trusting yourself, and knowing that you know the decisions you make will benefit you later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you invest, dog. I mean, hey, bro, I seen people just. This is just an example, bro. Like, and this is for people who like, you know, started off rap, you know, whatever, dog. I remember I was just chilling in the background, listening, you know, and other fools would come around the same studio, dog, and record there and everything. And I'd be thinking like, fuck, homie, this vatos, you know, he sounds like mierda. You know what I mean? I mean, it just, I ain't saying no names, homie. I don't want to offend people again, dog. But I would just sit back and be like, fuck, homie, like that fool's never gonna, you know what I mean? I was just thinking, nah, I don't think he's gonna be something or whatever, dog. But this was just my state of mind, dog, in those times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I shouldn't have thought. I was just thinking out loud, you know, I guess. And I look at some of these cats now, bro, and just because they were being so persistent and just continuing to smash and do their shit and continuously keeping moving, you know what I mean? Just pushing forward. Dog, there's somebody's. There's somebody's now. They got big catalogs on me. They got big catalogs. They got several fucking dudes that are rapping under their label or whatever, and they're just doing it, bro. They're generating money. They got income, homie. They you know what I mean? And I'm just like, you know, that's a lesson that I learned, bro, too. Like, you know what I mean? Don't, you know, it's easy to judge somebody, dog. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, if you look at them from the beginning to like, not necessarily saying their end because they could still be pushing or whatever, but from the beginning to like, you know, the mid, the end, or whatever you want to call it, bro. It's a big change, bro.
You see that growth in their artistry and their development. Time,
homie.
Yeah.
And I definitely, homie, my judgment that I had back then is totally fucking different, dog.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what helped me too. Like, it's just, you know, I did stop, dog. I kind of gave up because I was just fed up with this shit, dog. I didn't want to be a hateful ass dude, you know what I mean? And it doesn't let you move forward, dog. It doesn't liberate you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, if you carry like a lot of this shit, dog, I noticed that that it just doesn't allow you to do what you necessarily have to do for yourself, dog, to just fucking to grow. To grow, you know what I mean? So I mean, well, what's that say, dog? They say God always asks you to forgive those that, you know, that like kind of wish bad on you or whatever. You know what I mean? And that, I mean, I don't really know how to put it in words, dog, but I mean, if you can't forgive yourself, dog, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna ever be thinking right, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's totally different from like, say, you know, the motherfucker that shot your brother, or you know, the motherfucker that killed your cousin, or you know, that type of hate. I mean, I can't say it's easy to get rid of that shit because it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not easy to get rid of that shit, dog. But there's things that you can actually, you know, you can work on, dog, that liberates you, dog, and just, you know, allow you to fucking move forward, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like not everything has to be a fight.
Yeah, definitely not, dog. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we gangsters and everything, and we did our thing and all that shit, dog. But at the end of the day, dog, you know what I mean? Life is different, dog. You know what I mean? Life is very different, dog. And I'm good right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a sick ass fucking pad. I don't got that fucking feed man on me. Like, I just I'm still happy, dog. And I know that in time, homie, if I keep pushing what I'm doing, I know that I'll have those things, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, dog.
You know, it's a trip. Somebody asked me the other day, like, for $10,000, would you do this or do that? So something like belittling and demeaning and shit, right? And I was like, dog, I'm not like, like you said, I don't have the best house, I don't have all the flyest cars, but I'm happy. So money isn't gonna like, I'm not gonna jump at the opportunity just to make money. It's like if I would like to make money and I'll do it in a certain way, but I'm gonna do it in a way that's continue to keep me happy, healthy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not gonna just do anything like I don't need that shit. You know what I mean? I don't need that in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Doug, if you invest in which way you plan on investing, Doug, and you know that you're gaining equity, Doug, that's it, Doug. Yeah. You know, everything else falls into place, dog. You know what I mean? Like, before, I used to, every time I made money or anything, dog, I'll spend that shit so fucking fast, dog. Like, I fucking love shoes, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'll spend it in, you know what I mean? Like, gear, or like, I'll spend it on my friends, dog. You know what I mean? But we're all grown now, dog. Like most of my friends got kids, dog. You know what I mean? They got familia, so it's different now. I'm not over there fucking buying that 30-pack fucking like 3 times in one day, homie, because we just went through them all. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that no more. You know what I mean? A majority of the money that I make, dog, I fucking right now I'm just stacking, dog, stacking and just like I said, dog, I'm getting that trailer, homie, and then promoting my shit. You know what I mean? Just hooking my shit up and just pushing forward and hopefully, dog, I could rent a building, homie, rent a building, and then hey, homie, I'll be having the homies over on the grand opening, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, dog. Like that's it, dog. You know what I mean? Like if I'm good, homie, I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. And before we wrap it up, is there anything else you wanted to add, G?
Shit. I mean, what could I say, dog? I just maybe take a little time and just, acknowledge, all our homies that have passed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All our loved ones and everything. And that's pretty much it, man. May they all rest in peace, homie. I mean, I got a lot of names, dog, you know what I mean? And I just think like if I start naming names, dog, that it'd be kind of fucked up not to mention those other ones, you know what I mean, that you don't mention. So I'm not gonna mention no names, but rest in peace to all the homies from the hood, dog.
Rest in peace.
All our family members, dog, those people that already passed from this fucking stupid ass virus or whatever it is that's out there, you know what I mean? A lot of kids, a lot of family lost their young ones, dog, and
damn, yeah.
Their parents and everything. So I mean that's basically it, dog, you know what I mean? I wish the best for everybody, homie, and you know what I mean? Stay tuned, because I'll be back in the studio, homie. I'll be back
that's
in the
what's
studio.
up. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Everybody, that's Sal Capone right there. He's ready to get back in it.
That's it, dog. I'm a little anxious, homie, a little nervous, like, hey, homie, because I feel like a fucking grandpa, homie. I ain't got no kids, dog. I ain't got no kids. I didn't have no kids growing up with my wife, unfortunately, dog. We can't bear children and shit. So I mean, I don't hold that against my God or anything, dog. But it just didn't happen for us. So I'm just, you know what I mean? Like I'm waiting, homie. I'm waiting. Yeah. I'm a little anxious, but I'm waiting.
Oh, you got this, G. You got this.
And man, I hope so, homie. I don't want to be tripping over my chanclas, homie, in the studio, homeboy. You know what I mean? Shit, homie, shit. I mean, hey, homie, to be honest with you, Holmes, what the fuck am I gonna talk about, home? Fucking my diabetes, my high blood pressure, homie.
No, but you could talk about though, dog. Is like it's true. Like I rap too, but it's not like not out there like that. Like I push this more than the rap, right? But I talk about growth. I was talking about shit. This is what we trying to do. I came from the gutter and I'm pushing my way through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we got, so there's a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? Once you get into it, and you'll be like, hell yeah, like you got a story to tell.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure, dog. I'm pretty sure some of my songs might be a little more like different, dog. Like, cause majority of my shit like just fucking street shit, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm hanging out the Rego. I'm fucking making a clap, homie. You know what I mean? I'm robbing fools. I'm doing all this shit, but those are just those are experiences, homie. You know what I mean? You go through life and you do certain things, but I mean, it ain't always like that, dog. If you can be fucking 60, homie, and still fucking doing shit like that, then hey, homie, feed him, homie. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you one thing though, you ain't gonna beat the cops. You ain't gonna run.
I mean, madres, homie.
Yeah, you're 60 years old. You ain't gonna jump that fence anymore.
Nah, Charlie, homie. If you do jump the fence, you better be through shot because you're breaking an ankle on the way back or something, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah, arthritis is gonna get the best of you, homie. Yeah.
Well, that's what's up. Appreciate you jumping on, G.
And with that, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
With that, we out. Peace.
All right.